This is episode 312 of the Gold Squadron podcast. I'm your host, Dio Morales, and today I'm joined by Marcel, Strength in Numbers, Manzano.
I just finished counting what I've been not been playing around with, but I just built. It's 51 health. Insane.
That's a lot of health. Will, only good bug. The only good bug is a dead bug. Hagewood.
I'm doing my part.
Ryan, insert ElmoChaos.gif here. Staniszewski.
Flames everywhere, all the chaos. Give it to me.
And James, Naboos are back on your menu, boys.
Oh yeah,
Ritter.
those Naboos, man. The 4-point Padme, 4-point Rick. That's tempting. Tempting at the very least.
Awesome, awesome. Well, yeah, today's kind of a big episode. We got a lot going on, but it's time to say bye to Alara. This was her first podcast. It looks like Big Sister and Mommy are ready for her. All right, are you gonna carry her away? Yeah, you got her. Hand her
Actually,
under her
curious,
butt.
Dion. How's the big sister life, or big sister life for Arwen?
She's doing great. Arwen is an amazing big sister.
Aw.
She does an awesome job. I'm very proud of her. Can you turn off my big light, please? Thank you. And action. There we go. Alrighty. So as for announcements and news, after we start all that happy stuff, we got to get a little dark here. We got a little dark. The end of an era. If you are a member of the Fly Better Facebook page, you saw that Ryan Farmer made a post saying that today will be the final podcast recording of the Fly Better, previously known as the Minox Squadron podcast. And I got a text from him. Before he posted everything, and he's like, "Hey, just letting you know, I'm making this announcement," and he says, "You are the last of the Titans," and I was like, oh, but yeah, so obviously, I wish them the best. And one interesting thing, if you read the post, besides the fact that they're no longer going to be putting on the show, but putting on a show, even if it's just a podcast and not all the other things, is a lot of work. And they're looking forward to continuing to play and just being able to have more time to themselves and being able to drench themselves back into just being a community member is what they're looking for right now. And I would say, like, it's definitely not the last you've seen of Ryan D. Like, I'm sure they'll be around just because they are big personalities, and big personalities just like to talk and stuff like that. So they'll be around.
Are you calling them loudmouths?
No, I'm calling them opinionated as well as well articulated.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure D-Yoon is going to continue to be in judge, and he seems to enjoy that a lot, so he'll be around a lot. And I think they also posted that at least Ryan, from Ryan's point, he's going to be making a lot of the major events, so you'll be able to see him around at Gen Con and some of the other ones, which, by the way, bought my Gen Con, mine and Kayla's Gen Con tickets today, so that was good. They're available now. I think they became available this weekend for the X-Wing, so if anybody's going to Gen Con, tickets are available for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday flights.
Get them while they're hot. Going like hotcakes. Other thing that happened this week, brand new points update. And guys, I will tell you, I'm glad that it's here, and I know that everybody's been wanting them, but the timing for me personally, absolutely terrible. Literally drops in the busiest week of my entire school year. These points drop. I haven't looked at anything. So, in fact, today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be learning about this stuff. You're going to get hot takes, live hot takes. I know nothing.
Oh, this is awesome.
And I'm excited to see what new changes are happening. The only thing I did is I grabbed because again we have our own like points like breakdown Google sheet and all that I normally fill out. I haven't done any of that, but somebody else in the community under the Reddit name A Polite Canadian actually posted a really great one. I was like, you know what? There's no reason for me to redo the work. Here it is. Let's go ahead and look at it. Shout out to you, A Polite Canadian. Where do you guys want to go first? I have no idea what to do. By the way, today's podcast brought to you by our Patreons. Also, if you're on our Discord, we posted a couple of links of saying like, hey, if you're missing stuff, please get back to us ASAP. We're just trying to rally all the troops there and make sure that we take care of everybody. All right, gentlemen. I'm leaning back. Where do we go?
Yeah, so
Upgrades.
Yeah, so upgrades would be a good start, but
Yeah,
so just so the idea was just to go for general. We can't really do a deep dive too deep, just because time. Unless you want to be here till 3 a.m.
I don't. I have other things to do. But
yeah, so just a general on everything as a general. Maybe some lists that we expect you to see. And I don't know if are we ready technically. Can you do the too early? What do we normally do?
Way too early predictions.
Way too early predictions.
Yeah,
rankings,
like
tiers,
the
whatever.
factions?
Faction rankings. Yeah, because
I can make that happen while we're.
There's so much new stuff. I don't even know where to like. I could say what's number one to be. It could be the worst. It's so far out.
All right. So how about this? How about
Overall,
this? But we can go. Go
We
ahead.
got way more changes than I thought.
Yeah.
Baseline.
And we can go YASB direction where it's like Rebel Empire just down the YASB line.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea to hit upgrades though first if we want to.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and
with all generic only upgrades, or do we want to hit actual faction upgrades too?
No, just start at the top.
All right, here we
We
go.
just
I'm gonna-
rattle off a couple easy ones, or Marcel, do you think it's only prevalent to point out ones that you think make a big difference?
I don't know all of them. So I think the ones that probably we can go down and just mention and only talk about the ones that.
Okay,
That
so
we
I'll
see.
so
There's a couple big ones.
But there's a couple of
once we-
composure. So bye Tycho.
Wow.
so yeah, composure is banned.
What?
officially.
What?
Is that the only new ban?
As far as I'm aware, yes, that is the only new ban is composure.
Let Tycho be free.
So I would like to
Yes.
point out that Tycho was not actually the only one who could abuse this. Any silencer with 2 talent slots could take Proud Tradition and Composure, and then link to a failed reposition and get lock focus as well. No one bothered looking at that up to Worlds.
Lock and then.
Yeah,
You do what Tycho does, which is
you do what
lock
Tycho
and
does.
fail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you can do it with barrels too.
You can do it with barrels too, exactly.
Yeah, but don't
Silencer.
you? You can't do it while stressed because it's an action.
Proud Tradition says you can still do focus actions while stressed.
Oh.
Oh.
Ah.
There was actually, I think, maybe even more stuff that could do that, but no one.
Tycho
wasn't on the radar.
Yeah, Tycho was the only real one that was using it predominantly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I'll start rattling down, and then I'll pass off to someone else once we get to something that someone feels the need to discuss. Vader Crew went down 2 points from 14 to 12. Grand Inquisitor went up 2 points from 13 to 15. Death Troopers went down from 6 points down to 4. Imperial Super Commandos went up 1 point. Tiber Saxon went up 2 points. That's all.
I'll stop you.
Imperial
I'll stop
upgrades.
you on the
The Tiber.
No. On the
Commandos.
Commandos. All
Yeah.
Commandos went up a point, no matter
Yes.
who you are.
And
all
I guess we'll jump to that.
gauntlets, yeah.
Drop Seat Bay went from 1 point to 5 points.
And Gauntlet Loadout went down.
You know what that feels like? That feels like we realize this is way more complicated to play than what it's worth. We're gonna make you pay for the time.
It's a combination of that and also just. It's 2 additional guns that.
Drop seat with the really let them deploy in combat to get those shots. Whereas
deploy out
dropping
the
them
side
out the
with banks.
back, not as advantageous. But it also generically added 2 crew.
2 crew.
Which
Yeah.
now you could just throw any and all crew you wanted on your ship.
So, any other Empire upgrades that we felt like they wanted to hit?
Death Troopers down to 4.
That seems good.
I hate it. I hate it.
But let me ask you though, who
don't
can
link
even
actions.
take double crew right now?
Yeah, so it's just it's. I mean, well, technically, it's every crew carrier in Empire.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, not
what
every.
is
Sorry, every chassis that can carry crew has a pilot that can do it. So Vizier can do it. Farroff can do it. I'm pretty sure Vermeil can
No,
do it.
Farroff cannot.
Oh, Farroff's only single.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think every
so real quick, for anybody who
decimator
doesn't
that has a name
remember-
can do it.
Real quick, for anybody who doesn't remember what Death Troopers is, during the activation phase, enemy ships at range 0 to 1 cannot remove their stress tokens.
Yeah, so it's shown to me Oiken, Morna, Rear Admiral, Vizier, and Vermeil are your standard carriers of that.
And soon the Lambdas.
Soon the
Hopefully.
Lambdas, maybe.
Maybe.
But
Maybe
hope.
one day.
But yeah, if you are running a decimator, I mean, why not?
yeah, that is a cheap crew that will change the way that your opponent thinks about the game from turn 0.
Yep. Definitely. Will or James, when do you want to start the Rebel upgrades real quick?
Yeah, I can go through them here. So C-3PO, that's the guessing one, not the re-rolling one, has points increase of 2 to up to 7. Fen Rao, that's the engage in front of somebody.
Yeah,
Fen
really
Rao crew.
underrated crew.
Well, it was very
Recognize that too.
Yeah,
The fact that it works on like stops, which the pilot does not, or no, it's the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Anyway, either way, removing crew or removing stress, very powerful.
Well, it's red tokens.
Oh, really?
Locks. Yeah, it works on
Actually,
locks.
let me make sure it's actually locks, but I
think
know
it
it's
might say
depletes and
non-lock.
strains for sure. I know it's depletes and strains.
I would have to imagine non-lock is the wording there.
It's non-lock.
Yep. That would be cool. To
Because I
engage
remember
and
because
then
you used
shed a
to
lock.
use the on Boba Fett you can
slam,
slam,
deplete,
take the deplete,
burnout
and you shed the
thrusters.
deplete, and then shoot with full
Yep.
force. Yeah.
Was very good, recognizably so. Worth 7 points now, or was worth 4. I don't know about 7. That's debatable. I'll tell you what,
Little high.
something is worth 7 points. Jyn Erso going up from 5 to 7.
I mean, finally, though, right? Like, I feel
Yeah.
like it's...
She was 2 at one point. She was 2.
Yes, we don't.
Leo was 2 at one point.
Yeah.
I think I think when we get into Rebels, there's Jyn still has a place. Let me tell you. Let's keep going to Maul. That's Scum version Maul. I guess he's included in Rebels because of Ezra Bridger. He's up to 12 points.
I think that was unnecessary once you got rid of Kanan, but whatever. I don't care.
Unlimited
Get
forces
rid of
now.
Kanan.
What?
Is
Got rid of
not
Kanan.
as-
This sounds like spoilers. I haven't heard... I don't know anything.
Straight up banned.
No, that's not true. Marcel is the wrong wording.
He went. His loadout went down, so he can't take an additional force crew.
Oh, that's a big deal. We're jumping ahead, though. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Well,
No
I
spoilers.
mean that's the normal what you normally see Maul on if it's not on Boba.
Yep.
But now you got to pay an extra premium to get that ability that recharges force. Let's see, is of course the Commandos as well. Ezra Bridger Gunner, that's the one that lets you spend your force to double shoot. That's
As long as
went
you're
down a point.
stressed, yes.
No, if you stress, you get a reroll.
Oh, that's right, the reroll.
Reroll's optional. It's not great, and the fact that veteran turret gunner went down a whole bunch makes sense to me. Here's a big one though: selfless going up to 4. We hadn't been seeing selfless, but I think we can all agree it's a very powerful upgrade.
Yeah, I
I
think,
think it was pretty underrated.
It was underrated, and also with the changes that we'll see about like the number of ships that are out.
The number
available.
of ships rebels are taking now.
Yeah, like having something this cheap that says you're not knocking my crate off.
Bringing 5 or 6 copies of selfless. I could imagine the potential there. So up to 4 points. You really got to pay for it now. I think that's all for Rebels. Not too big at changes, just penalizing some pretty powerful upgrades.
Did we do the generic ones already, or the?
No, I think
they're
we
at the
posted at the bottom.
Okay,
So, Marcel, you want to take Scum?
sure, but scroll down because I'm just following along. Forlam went from 5 to 8.
Really? Why?
I can understand why, because he's super powerful. Nobody
Very
used him. But
Also
I
on a
think
large base too.
Yeah,
Like,
but I also
it's
think
basically
nobody
free.
used them mainly because the Scum lists that we have been seeing are kind of a carbon copy of themselves. But it's a really good ship. I mean, it's a really good upgrade. So Katana going from 9 to 10.
No, sorry, hold on. I want to go back to Forlam. So, do you think is the Forlam going up 3 points a like preemptive strike against it, saying like, hey, people aren't going to be taking Kane and Hawk anymore potentially? Is that like they're kind of calling the next shot here?
Yeah,
I think
between-
what you're going to notice is that seems to be a clear trend of less upgrades, more ships.
More ships, less upgrades. Yeah,
So
I think
if
that's
there's
the.
if the bounty hunters that can carry crew are all generally cheaper,
Mm-hmm.
getting all those crew that are very powerful in Scum on the board could combine to be maybe too much is what they're probably going for.
Yeah, and that's why you're seeing so much red when we're going over upgrades. I mean, that's just the general theme. That's why when I said strength in numbers, it's you're throwing bodies instead of upgrades, which if you're making everything, and you'll see that most factions got cheaper overall, and nobody wants to walk around with 67 cards to lay on a table. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So Fen Rao, we already talked about. Gamut Key going from 6 to 8. Fair. I mean, Gamut's really good, and it's going to continue to be real good. I wanted to touch on the Mando ones, but I think the Mando ones are going to be in the general. Prime Minister, I don't even know what this thing does. But
Almec.
6 to
if
7.
you
I
do,
don't think it matters.
yeah, it doesn't normally matter.
Let's see. Zuck is now. This is an interesting one. Zuck is from 2 to 6. I do not understand.
They chose
this.
violence.
I think this might be.
It's
again,
Cad Bane.
It's Cad Bane.
Right?
It's very targeted.
Yeah.
As Cad
Oh,
Bane.
okay. Because
Cad
Cad
Bane
Bane takes
went
the
down.
stress, makes you
Yeah.
reroll, and then gives.
Cad
you
Bane had a
rest.
lot of tweaks that made him pretty cheap, and if Zuck has stayed this cheap, it would have been very,
Yeah.
very good.
Got it. So this is basically prevent him from being stress spot.
Yeah, from shooting stress at you. Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, that's fair. But other than that, I didn't see a whole lot of play in him. And then crew, we already went.
Ooh,
over
that
Super
is true.
Commandos.
Like, what is the price between those two now? 8 and 6. That's 14 loadout to get Forlam and Zuckus, though.
The old double team crew party bus. Yeah,
I know, and it was
the
2 and 2,
bus.
right?
Yeah, it used to be so
they were
cheap.
2 and 2.
Yeah.
It's very cheap. Very not recognized as a very powerful upgrade.
I
to
feel
just
like
shut down your defense.
I feel like AMG is setting us up to really appreciate our upgrades. They started with just like,
Well-
here is everything, and now we take it away.
Okay. Conspiracy hat on, or
Tinfoil hat time.
Tinfoil hat time. Yeah.
Got it.
So we're seeing upgrades go up, ship values go down, but the standard loadouts are still generally same price or cheaper than their counterparts, except for the new ones that are coming out. Because I saw some of those, you'll see the ones that are not released. Are they making standard loadout versions just more valuable because the points that they're carrying are more?
It's interesting that you say that.
Cost?
We should save that discussion for Republic, which will have maybe in the
An overall
exception to that
shift.
rule.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, that's we'll talk about that one later. But
I think that's all our Scum. James, you want to tackle both sequel factions?
Sure. So to start off, we have a card that's banned. Got cheaper, so now you can use it when you play extended. If you don't use the ban list, here's a real one though. Special Forces Gunning going down to 0. There is a change on the SF side where their loadout went down. So this is not as big of a. There's not a it's like what?
What is happening?
They're like, just put Special Forces Gunner on your ship and then just take your other stuff.
It's just free. It's just free now. But you have less loadout. Fanatical going from 1 to 2, so now it's the same price as Proud. You got really gonna make a choice now. Probably still Proud for most ships. And then going into Resistance, BB-8 going down 2 points. A lot of T-70s love that. And the BB going down to 4.
I haven't seen these in a long time. BB-8 and the regular BB got changed to system phase. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah,
System
correct.
phase, not when you activate, and
Okay,
they don't
so
care about your type of maneuver either.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, because you haven't revealed it yet, right?
Correct.
So-
Which is actually really cool because honestly, that was one of the more confusing things.
Weird.
People wanted to use them, but it's very tied to the.
What if I have R4?
When did that change happen?
At 2.5.
I think
2.5,
right when AMG did
all the big
majority of their
erratas,
erratas.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
'Cause I never even knew, but that's because nobody ever used it.
Nobody. Well, they were very expensive.
They're too
before.
expensive to
They
use.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they just keep going down.
but now, okay,
4
interesting.
points.
I mean, 5 points for BB-8 seems.
Yeah.
Because that's a
It's
boost
basically
or a
a
barrel
boost or
roll, right?
Roll? Yeah.
Yeah, boost.
That
is
basically
the
turns you
BB-8.
into Sabine for 2 turns.
Yeah.
No, it's worse than Sabine because Sabine is
Sabine's
when she
before
activates.
dial.
Oh yeah.
Well, you have
it's like
sensitive
BB-8.
controls.
It's sensitive controls but no stress.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, great. A boost before you Talon roll. Ugh, so good.
Dirty.
Dirty.
Elo go ill.
Yeah. Elo loves BB-8 now that he can do it on white maneuvers.
This I hate, and I'll talk about it later.
Get ready. Get ready for BB-8 and BB Astromechs.
No, not BB.
He's talking about wartime.
Oh, wartime.
Wartime going down. A good thing, but we'll talk about that when we get to White Wings.
Yeah,
It's
try.
fine.
Yeah, we'll try to build some wartime loadout Y-wings some more.
I said
Okay,
I got
let's try.
51. I got 51
We'll try.
follow on the list.
Well, I mean,
You
they
gotta be able to do damage.
they either
Yeah.
were when people brought them, they brought them in mass, and then they all went up in price and they all disappeared. Right? It was like an all or
As
nothing
they
thing with
should.
those Y wings.
Yeah, they still haven't. Well, maybe
Once we get to the Y wings,
them.
their loadout matters a lot. You actually have to make decisions on what you get. You don't get everything anymore.
All right, Leia going down 2 points. Does that open anything up for Kova?
It does actually. Kova,
Okay.
so we'll get to it later, but R4, Astromech, and R3 went back down their 1
right.
point each.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Kova actually can do Leia, R4, and Proton Cannon. You get the full suite.
Oh,
What? Okay.
Yeah.
she can have it all. Nobody else
Now
apparently.
people don't have to choose between R4 Proton Cannon or not having R4 anymore. You
Or
actually just
heroic.
get both.
Do you get heroic as well? R4
No,
heroic.
you don't need it. Stop.
You don't need heroic? No.
R4 Leia Proton Cannon, please.
Okay.
Good luck lining that up. We got Ray coming out at 2 points down. And this is Ray Gunner. So very good for Poe.
Any Falcon not named Ray, basically.
Yeah.
Correct.
If you have a gunner slot. Yeah. Pretty good upgrade.
All right, we're into Republic.
All right.
Is the R7A7 the evade to hit?
No, that's
No,
the
this
crit
is the-
bot.
Oh, okay, the crit bot. Got it.
Yep, crit bot. So the 3 charges change a hit to a crit. Went from 3 to 5. Was proven pretty commonly taken. So not
what's
surprised to
the-
see it go up a little bit.
You
What's
can
the-
barrel roll or boost on obstacles.
On
Q7?
Q7, yes.
Yeah.
This is the one
Well,
that
it's
it's
says
the one I
wait-
actually
wait-
don't want on Wolf on the loadout because
I know,
you can
I know.
accidentally barrel or boost onto obstacles and just stick yourself there. You can't
It
fail
says,
it.
it says when you barrel roll or boost, you can overlap obstacles.
Yep.
Isn't there one that isn't there? Oh no, but there's nobody that has double Astromechs. Never mind.
Well, you're thinking of there's a collision detector for resistance.
In resistance, yeah.
Yeah.
But all right, so the only use I can think of for Q9 is an ADA with a target lock, barrel rolling onto a gas cloud.
That it is target locked.
Is target locked. Yeah.
Barreling onto
Basically
a gas
saying,
cloud.
don't torpedo me.
Yeah, barreling onto a gas cloud in system phase, and then moving through it and not suffering it again.
Or
'Cause your
just
template can hit
zoom
it now.
past them because they've locked you.
Well, moving if you didn't.
Well, you're in the
Eye
system
on
phase,
yourself.
but if you system phase onto a gas cloud, they can attack you. So if you're Anakin, nobody up till I6 can target lock you if you're sitting on that gas cloud.
Yeah, at the risk of an ion.
And you're automatically strained. Let's don't forget that. Just do a blue maneuver,
Well, just do
I
a
guess.
blue, yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, the ion
blew
would
it
I
up.
don't
cover
know.
it, right?
I'm not reaching for a 1-point astromech on my Ada. It's probably other ones I can pick.
Well, like I said, found some use for it. It was unplayable at 3. Maybe
Very
we'll see it.
niche. All right, so Besh is actually not auto-include anymore at 0. It's up to 1. There's actually a difference. Not to say there's actually a reason to take Ask, but you just have to pay a point for Besh. We have Ayla Secura Crew went down from 14 to 12. Ahsoka, the same crew from Scum Republic, went from 9 to 10. Commandos 7 to 8. 7th Fleet Gunner went from 8 to 13.
Yeah, stop
I'm not
taking
surprised
it,
there.
please.
Not surprised there. That's a
people-
slap.
Shoot with your lat.
Do
Shoot
something
with your
different.
lat.
Oh, we'll get to the lats. It's a sad day.
Yeah.
Dedicated went up. I mean, Dedicated used to be 3. It went up from 1 to 3, and I think that's okay because it has been good. And with loadout values now, it's not as hurtful to make it a cost.
Yeah, especially with the number of ships that you can bring that have 3 points and a talent, it's going to be pretty easy to still get a lot.
Yeah. Unless anyone wants to mention anything else or dwell on anything on Republic, I'll move on to Separatist. Dooku Crew down 2, went from 14 to 12. We have General Grievous Crew went up from 4 to 6. We have Commandos, as we mentioned, up 1 to 8. Discord missiles went down 1 from 3 to 2. Impervium plating now has a cost, went from 0 to 2. Independent calculations has a cost, went from 0 to 2. All tactical relays went down. A2B4 went 6 to 4.
I love this.
Kalani went 5 to 3. Kraken 8 or 10 to 8. Basically, all went down 2.
You know what this feels like to me?
5 8 to 6 and TV 94.
They're telling you fly swarms.
Last week we were talking about factions and how they fit on theme. This feels like a shift from AMG saying, all right, Separatists need to play differently than what they have been. They're making the droids look a lot better.
Fingers
We haven't
crossed
even
it sticks.
Yeah, we haven't even got to the droids yet and what you can do now.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
Treacherous
And
went... Go ahead.
No, that's fine. I was jumping ahead. I was saying that I've only played 3 games with the new points. One of them was CIS, and CIS felt I played against the CIS. CIS felt way different than what you'd been playing against.
You mean
And it
not
was-
Scum adjacent?
Yeah. It was like the
exactly.
what are they called? The 180 arc
Try?
guys.
The hemp.
No, the
HMPs, Roomba,
HMPs.
they're back.
Oh man, they were all over the place. I was like,
Roomba.
what's going
Yeah,
on?
vacuuming to a store near you.
Yeah.
Last Separatist upgrade, Treacherous went up from 2 to 3. I mean, it technically has a pretty good effect, but
And again, more ships means
Yeah.
Treacher is better.
yep. Will, you want to start some of the generics?
Yeah, I guess we can save a lot of that networked versus independent for
Oh yeah, we
separatist.
yeah, we walked over that. Yeah, independent goes
I
up.
mean,
there's
it's a consideration now. To be honest with you, people have preferred independent for a long time now.
especially with how this game works with objectives and them spreading out,
Yeah.
not feeling they need to put stuff in
The-
formation.
Now you have to choose between
Well,
like
also
Discord or
struts.
independent, and the struts did go up.
No, I'm saying like
Oh, okay.
struts being able to remove a stress when you skip your maneuver just
Right,
blended
yeah,
so
the
well
combo,
with independent
yeah.
and calculations that stresses you. So you basically hop on a rock, have 2 calculates until you're destroyed. But now
Yeah,
there's a cost and kind of promoting that networked calculations.
I've worked on a couple droid-centric lists, and there's definite versions where I feel okay about network, and definite versions I feel okay about independent. And it's how you load them out and what tactical relays actually fit them better than others.
That's true. We'll have to talk more about it when we see what can even take in those independents.
Yeah.
So let's go to generics then. R3 and R4 Astromechs return to their previous pricing of 3 points for R3 and 4 points for R4.
They paid whatever punishment they did. I'm not sure what they did wrong, but they're back.
They're fine, apparently. It wasn't that big of a deal. They still, I think, got taken at 4, but it was changed nonetheless. Here's some big ones for Keenan users. We got Heavy Laser up a point, Jamming Beam up a point, and Tractor Beam up 2 points.
Jamming beam.
You got to pay for it now.
People can stop wasting their time putting on the table.
Stop carrying around cards.
Yeah,
you don't need.
Stop carrying that around. You don't need it. You're not going to use it. Just don't even bring it.
And this tractor and heavy being almost the same price as ion cannon, man, just solidifies ion cannon as the better of the 3.
Tractor is the same price as Ion Cannon. Not almost. It straight
Yeah,
is.
it is. I really like ion cannon, but tractor beam, they really have been hitting tractor hard lately, and that's kind of the one more count against it.
Another one.
Let's see what else we got here for cannons. Oh, we can't forget Synced Laser, the double cannon, going down 2 points. It's also the same price as Ion Cannon now.
Is that the hot new price? Just 6. Set it at 6.
I guess it's
Yeah,
easier to figure out people's loadouts.
There's a lot of upgrades at 6. Yeah.
I still don't like it because it can't shoot in range 1, but it is very powerful. I can't argue that. Let's see. We're going into. I guess Hondo is a generic crew. He can't play for anybody. Going up to 8. No more trying to coordinate stressed people to jam their friends.
Well, you still can. It's just 3 points more.
You got to pay for it now. Here is a big one, in my opinion. Extreme Maneuvers, everybody's favorite hard one. Force Boost going up to 8 points.
Sad Anakin sounds.
Honestly, pretty deserved. It's ridiculous.
It's very
There's
good.
still spots I take it.
Kylo, big one with his linked actions into boost. A lot of pretty much anybody, really.
We'll get to Kylo.
There's
boy.
That's bad.
all right. The will so hate goes up as well. Very powerful. Agile Gunner going down to 1 point. If you have a turret and an open gunner slot, put Agile Gunner on it. It's a free action.
1 more point away from being just part of the game mechanic.
It might as well be at this point. We're going to see... sorry, go ahead.
As I say, it's a hard choice with Veteran Turret Gunner, though, being only 3. So 2 more points, you get an additional attack.
Yeah, it goes down 3, while Veteran Tail Gunner, the Gauntlet and Fire Spray, double shot, going up to 5. 3-point Veteran Turret Gunner. They seem to be promoting, to me, those are like large base upgrades, trying to help them out. Let's see, going on to
Are they preparing the way for the Resistance bombers? That's what's happening. They're just they're paving the way.
Well, here's the thing: if there's like going to be an average of 5 or 6 ships a list, your 1 agility large base is better be shooting twice. That's what they're saying.
And it doesn't have reinforce.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, big problems. So they just hope you the best. It looks like. All right, we'll go on to illicits here. I'll pass it over to somebody else. We have cloaking device punished for its ability to fail the
Thank
cloak.
goodness. Oh my,
Yeah.
it's so
Dude,
freaking annoying. It's so stupid.
Errata that card.
Just errata it to work like Sensor Scrambler, please.
Yeah.
If you fail it, you just discard it.
Yeah. Well, we're lucky it's not banned. It's up to 8 points. Still very good. But
Moff
it's gonna-
Gideon ruined
it's
it
going
for
to take
everybody.
like all of your loadout now, most likely. Tracking FOB, a upgrade we never see because it's not that great, goes down a point. Now it's on par with the Contraband Cybernetics. What's not on par with Contraband Cybernetics is false transponder codes.
Up above.
Yeah.
Up to 5. Well, deservedly so. One of the
Keep it
best.
going. Keep it going.
Keep going up.
Man, James wants
Yeah.
nothing to do with it.
Yeah, you almost have to. Now I feel like it's solidified itself as like you have to be really in on it, or like you need it for like a defensive measure at this point. It's no longer slap it on anything that's got a force point and can take a target log. Honestly, I was putting on everything. If you had
Got 3 points. Here you go.
Yeah, pretty much. So now it's an actual question. Then rigged cargo chute. The change from it's to strain instead of stress now. Nobody wanted to take it. So it's creeping its way down. Getting ready for Dash Rendar. Oh, yeah.
I think it's really weird how they're like, hey, we want to make sure no one really takes Mando Commandos. But we're fine with putting a bunch of like debris out there. Now, granted, those don't move once you put it
Yeah,
down.
they also don't move,
Yeah.
and you don't have to measure arc.
You're correct.
True.
True. Yeah, but I'll be excited for some cargo chutes. Who wants to
missiles.
continue on with the rest of them?
Actually, this is a good one. Barrage rockets, 6 points. That's I love
Valid.
barrage
For TIE
rockets.
bombers.
Basically, Sync Laser Cannon and Barrage Rocket both got the same treatment because they work
Yeah.
the same pretty much.
Well, barrage rockets is better because it's range 1, and also he's got the bullseye reroll.
That's not
You
range
don't get
1.
Barrage Rockets at range 1, but you
Oh,
get the bullseye.
Well, bullseye reroll.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, afterburners down 10 to 8. So now shield upgrade and afterburners are a choice. Shield upgrade did not get banned.
Ooh.
But
Fine.
let's see. Actually, these are the ones that I was excited about. Beskar reinforced plating.
I don't
down
even know what that
6
does.
to 3.
I was
That
gonna
is,
say,
it's
I feel
2
like we have to
charges.
remind people what it is.
Yeah, so there is 2 charges. When somebody in your front arc shoots you and deals you a crit, you can spend a charge to turn that crit into a regular hit, and then you can spend another charge to turn that basically to discard it.
Close.
Yeah, while you defend, if the attacker is in your front arc, if you would be dealt a face-up damage card, you may spend the charge to turn it face down.
You're,
or
you're,
spend
ta-
2
you're talking
charges
about the
to
damage
discard it.
card, not the actual damage. So,
Correct.
okay,
Yeah, it's
damage
not a
card.
crit to a hit. It's very
Yeah.
specific. That
Yeah.
says if you would be
And
dealt
it'll
a
come-
face-up
and-
damage card.
Yeah, and this card will come in into conversation when we get into Rebels because
And Scum.
it was probably a bit of an oversight in my opinion, but we'll see. Sabine,
Yeah.
It's
a
long
pretty good
story short.
upgrade.
It's a fancy shield upgrade.
it's a fancy
It
shield
might
upgrade.
be
4
a
crits, 4
fancy-
crits, 4
Yeah, it
crits.
might be
Yeah,
a fancy
crits
shield.
when they're in your front arc. You have to remember that one too. So just
Yeah,
Very specific.
but only
Point at
3 points.
them.
Really good.
yeah. Also, there's very few situations where you wouldn't just spend both charges right away. It's mainly, I would say, for if you were a gauntlet and you're a Mando and can take this, and you have a lot of hull left over, and the first thing you take is a crit, and
I would say if
gonna
you're
be
taking
dealt
2
another.
crits.
If you're being dealt another crit,
Yes.
and you don't want it to start any sort of crazy crit chain for other attacks incoming. Like, say the first one's like, I know I'm going to turn this one face down at least because I don't want this crit to show up. And then, but you know another crit's going to happen. You don't want that to be hull breach, right? Like that's like the death sentence for large base.
Yeah, like you've got Greedo or something. Yeah.
Sure. A majority of the time, you're going to spend 2 charges to flip that crit you just got down immediately.
Drop seat pay we already talked about, and then here's the other one: Mandalorian Optics. Again, another Mando card. It's 2 charges. It went down from 5 to you covered it, but I think it went down to 3. Yeah, from 5 to 3. And it is during the system phase. You may spend the charge to acquire a target lock on an object in your front arc, and while you perform a primary attack, if you have a lock on the defender, you ignore obstacles beyond range 0, obstructing the attack. Quick question for you guys. Beyond range 0, that's beyond range 0 of yourself, right? If they're on it, you still
Yeah, so
ignore it.
you can't be on top of the rock.
Got it. So this is basically saying you can't have Kira and be on it.
It's not Kira.
No, it's for the defender can be range 0. Yeah.
But you can't. Okay. And again, this is a big deal because now you can, for 6 points, you can, a lot of Mandalorians you'll see have 2 mod slots. So you can put Mandalorian Optics plus Beskar. A lot of the Fangs, for example, for 6 points, you can get free target locks plus an essentially a shield upgrade.
And it's just acquire, so you can even do it while stressed.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just get a lock. Yeah,
You-
and it works with
Reinforce plating used to be 6, so you basically just got Mando Optics for free now.
and
The rise of Fen Rao.
Kira. I mean, the rise of Fangs. I mean,
Rise of all Fangs?
The rise of the
Yeah, like
Fangs.
yeah, like Fangs. A lot of
Because
the
they
Fangs have
disappeared,
double mod.
right? Like they were just gone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for the most part. But now they're pretty good. They got, and we'll see what they've got cheaper. Plus their upgrades got better. But it's not just the Fangs. I mean, Mandalorians go across multiple ships, and it impacts multiple ships because free target locks and free shields, not free, but 3-point shields is good stuff. Proton bombs went up 4 to 5. I'm happy. Proximity mines keep getting even
Up.
more.
Sad bombardment hyenas that still only have
6,
10
8,
loadout,
now
or 8
10.
loadout.
Yeah, you had to launch counter nets now. Sorry.
You mean not play them?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
the
mean-
real choice.
10 points for proximity mines. I mean, I can't think of anyone.
They got 2 charges. They should be worth twice as much.
Now, how much are the? Let's see, where are they? How much are the cluster mines? Are still 7, so that's still a good in between option if you want some damage with cluster mines. Which, by the way, spoiler: when I played that list that had a bunch of those, I keep forgetting them, but the 180 arc,
HMPs.
yeah, HMPs, they had cluster mines plus cluster bombs. So I mean, they're still, I mean, cluster mines plus cluster missiles, so they
Got it.
can fit both. Yeah.
Interesting.
All I can think about is like him just like walking into the cantina with like 2 guns in each hand, and then like 2 more guns behind him.
All right, collision detector down from 9 to 7. Good. I mean, not great. I mean, it's probably where it belongs. Trajectory. That thing's not banned yet. Up from 6 to 8.
Banned.
No.
It's even more expensive.
Yeah. I didn't. Oh, it is banned.
Banned in the
Don't play
grave.
that card.
So what's the point? Like, so they're banning it. Oh, they're
Just in
up
Not
case
for
everybody plays
extended.
banned.
Okay, for extended. Okay.
No.
Look, people
Not
are still
everybody
getting
plays
their
beyond.
stuff supported, even though if it's banned or extended. Should be happy about
Okay,
that, actually.
got it.
It's been a long time
Yeah.
since they've touched anything extended.
And then clan training down from 3 to 1. This is actually, again, giving a little love to the Mandalorians, to the Fangs. Went down
Season
from
of the
3 to 1.
Mandalorian.
For those
has
who
it.
don't know what clan training is when you engage, if you are at if you have an enemy at range 1, you may spend the charge to perform a red focus action. After you perform an attack, if the defender is destroyed, then you recover that charge. So
You need to make sure the enemy ship that when you engage is in your front arc at range 1, not just
yes. So this would be if you
already
if you have afterburners, or if you land at range 1, you can target lock and then get the focus during engagement to have that double modded shot. So pretty good upgrade, especially with afterburners also going down by 2. So that combination went down. by 4 points total. The Afterburners and clan training.
Is James taking over now?
No, well, Dion still has the.
Sorry, I'm just reading the card.
Yeah, right. The next one, while you're catching up, is Lone Wolf going from 5 to 3. A world's winning upgrade, going it down in price.
That's
Oh, you only got one
surprising.
of them.
Only one of them,
it's
and there's
unique.
like a bunch of ships. Good luck being outside of range 2 of anything.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
find a ship that can, because
I mean,
it's
the
price to
world's
sell.
winning list was a 6-ship list with Lone Wolf.
Yeah. Yep, and we saw Composure jump to the ban list there.
Slapped.
Slap.
Done dealing with it.
So you know how everyone likes to put those like 2-3 point upgrades on their ships? No more. Yes, Crackshot going from 3 to 4.
Wow.
Daredevil from 2 to 5. That's a big one.
Just as deserved from as extreme maneuvers.
6 Debris Gambit going from 6 to 4. I'm actually I'm curious to see if there's any
A lot of TIE
Fangs.
fighters have
TIE
only 3
Yeah,
loadout, so
yeah.
they still can't take it.
Aw.
Any ship that can abuse a reposition into a red evade debris gambit makes it white.
Yeah.
So
Still, only
It's-
the Flax at I5 get their fancy version with obstacles and
Yeah.
and scenario things that can.
And scenario. Yeah. Elusive from 2 to 4. In my opinion, not enough. You just go up to 5.
I would have liked that to be at 5.
Not enough.
okay.
Your
No,
shit's fine.
it's gonna people are gonna be taking a break from it.
Because now you
double
like,
price.
honestly, when you're thinking, do I take Crackshot or Elusive? Man, hard pressed for me not to
Yeah.
take Crackshot.
It depends on
Yeah,
the
crack-
ship. I actually take elusive on some crack shot and on others. Elusive at 4 is still you can take it. At 5, it's banned.
All right.
Well, it's
I'm glad
that.
it went
So
up.
at 4 points, it's the difference between a guarantee, right? And
Well, a guarantee in bullseye.
right, a
think
guarantee and
you-
bullseye versus what elusive probably twice in a game on a
You-
single ship.
I think that at 4 points you better use it twice.
You bet.
That's the difference.
You bet.
Yeah.
Difference now.
You know, for example, you're not going to put it on a ship that stresses itself, but you will put it on a ship that will likely do some red maneuvers.
There's nothing wrong with putting on a ship that stresses itself. Just have contraband cybernetics or be Tycho. No problem.
Just.
Sure.
Oh wow.
Juke from 6 to 7. Just one little step towards it being banned.
I feel like there's quite a few upgrades here that hit defenders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll notice that when we get to the debater as
Oh
well.
no! That always just 4Ks and gets a token stack. I'll hit a little bit.
Notorious from 5 to 7. I'm glad to see this because it was a little strong. Still at 5. Wasn't it at like 3 or 2 at one point?
It started at 2 when it first
Revealed
came
at 2.
out.
I can't believe that was 2. Like,
Bro.
Like,
You can see why we
gross.
were ecstatic about it.
Well, so think about this too. Notorious and
Yes.
False Transponder was still a very popular combo. Now that combo is 12 points.
12, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know
like
about
4,
that.
5.
I still
from
think
5
that
to
there's
12, yeah.
place for Notorious.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, no, it's still, it's not like you don't take it anymore. It's still
yeah.
Pretty good.
You still take it. You know, a dead man notorious 9 points is still a
Yeah, I'm thinking, like,
really good
sometimes
option at a
like
lower initiative ship. You just don't take it
Gauntlets.
on higher initiative ships. Like you throw it on Django because it
Well,
made sense.
you can take out
Now-
partnership ships that get revenge shots. Your Dengars,
True,
your
true.
Zams.
True. But now, yeah, you're not throwing it on there as a.
Well,
I don't want Lone Wolf. Do I want
It's
this?
going to take
Yeah.
like all of your loadout is essentially how it comes down to. You don't get crew because you're taking Notorious.
Yeah, there's
So it
very
is a-
few ships I think that can take a Force crew and take the like a Notorious with a good
Yeah, I mean, you got like the, like the YVs. I mean, there's some ships that'll benefit from it, but for the most part, it got taken out.
smack.
Yeah, it's not going to be on every Cass and Colby anymore.
Oh yeah. Predator going from 2 to 3. Man, that's a hard upgrade to still reach for at 3 points, but I'm sure we'll still see a lot of ships.
You take
going
Saturation
forth.
Salvo instead, guys.
Yeah, Saturation Salvo going down to 2 with those bombers coming out. Man,
Don't forget, you
I do
have to
not-
have the reload action.
yeah, you do have to have the reload, which I don't even know if anyone can take it right now.
Oh,
With it-
Plenty
not-
can
Oh.
take it. What?
Yeah, bunch of B-Wings can take it, Y-Wings.
You always like random upgrades, like B-Wings could take it.
B-Wings can take every upgrade. Not
Lats can
restricted.
take it.
Yeah, that's true. Lats could be interesting there.
Technically, LaHughes can take it with barrage rockets and the special, like, first order gunner that gives you a reload.
Yeah, there
But
you
then
go.
I don't know if he's got the
Using SF
loadout for it
gunners?
anymore. I think that's going
That's
to be quick
true,
draw
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Because they all got a big decrease.
No,
in
quick
death.
draw can't take the double missile though.
Oh, that's true.
Remember the double
But yeah,
missile? Yeah, double missile
Very good
slot.
with
But
the
barrage
barrage.
is 6 now, not 8.
Yeah,
True.
that's true. It did go cheap. We have Tierfon Belly Run being punished for being a 0-point upgrade. None of that. So it's not like a free talent on your Y-Wings anymore. For tech slots, I don't think we had any changes in there. And then torpedoes, advanced going from 8 to 9. Pretty interesting choice there. Now, with plasmas going down from 7 to 5, man.
By
Plasmas.
plasmas.
Plasma's
By
the
plasmas.
missile of choice, right?
Yeah.
That's the torpedo.
Well,
of choice.
torpedo of choice,
So,
but also. Go ahead, Ryan.
Let's say the only comparison point to plasma right now, I think, is Diamond Boron missile. The only thing about Diamond Boron is it requires 2 slots. But I think what they do and how they shoot ends up netting an additional damage most of the time.
Agreed. And also, this goes back into my tinfoil hat of there's so many X-wings with advanced proton torpedoes, and loadout value for ships going down. This upgrade going up. Standard loadout having this on a lot of ships. Stocks up on standard loadout.
Oh yeah.
So Dion, that's all the upgrades. What is your reactions?
I mean, going through that, it just seems like not everything, but a lot of the things that you would see commonly equipped on most ships have gone up in points. It's like all the things. I'm just remembering rattling off upgrades during streams, and I feel like all those things we would said have just been slightly bumped up. And what you're telling me is that when we go over to these pilots, a lot of them, their loadout has decreased as well.
Generally,
Yes.
yes.
So I mean that's
Compensate for
a
lot of them
different
going
that's a whole
down in
different
their
game.
Overall cost too.
So I got one homework assignment for Dion.
Hit me.
So, we're gonna go. I'm pretty sure we're gonna go pretty rapid fire on the factions just because time.
Yeah,
But
the cliff notes.
yeah, I'm curious from somebody that some of the listeners might be getting first exposure to this right now. A lot of the people have been kind of like jumping on X-Wing, jumping off X-Wing, on and off. You, as someone who has been a spectator versus a player for a long time, spectator as in commentating and just being kind of on the sidelines. I want to know at the end of the podcast, once we finish, just where your excitement level is with the changes to want to kind of like play again and see like, hey, this is something that like more exciting or same or less. So anyway, just homework assignment for you to think about.
All right,
We
cool.
want to quick hit it. Do we just want to do we start with Rebels, do that faction, and each one of us 4 just picks a chassis to highlight and maybe a pilot or 2 of that chassis.
Should I keep this up here or just put it away? You think it might be more of a distraction?
No, you could. No, you could leave it up if you want to go
Marcel
faction by
might usually
faction.
leave it up.
Yeah, leave it up for Marcel. We can go faction by faction.
Yeah, and just each of us
we
pick
could-
a pilot or chassis.
Yeah, if you want to start at Rebels, there'll be a lot. I guess we should preface that most point changes were down. Like squad point changes were a decrease in value.
Yeah, down squad points, and also down in loadout.
Right. There in Rebels, there are only 2 exceptions to that. 2 ships went up in price that I want to talk about. First one is Aaron Kraken. He was the default 3-point ship, or at least in the top 2 or 3, with his ability to coordinate. No longer, he is up to 4 points and has 11 loadout. So still no access to proton torpedoes, but with plasmas going down, he has enough for swarm tactics and a couple other tricks if you want them. The only other one ship that goes up in price is Fenn Rau Sheathipede. Went from 4 to 5. Previously, all Sheathipedes were 4, and Fenn Rau was a pretty clear standout if all your options, even against Ezra, who's got the Force. Turns out I-6 coordinating, very powerful. So he's going up to 5 with a ever slight increase in loadout just to make the box blue from 9 to 10. But that's really where we could get into the replacements here. So instead of Aaron Kraken, we have a bunch of 3-point options now. Starting with that Sheathipede has AP5 and Zeb. They have 3 and 5 loadout, 3 for Zeb, 5 for AP5. So you can't, they do have a crew slot, but you can't get any of those powerful crew. No Leia, no C-3PO, nothing like that. Normal crew. So that'll be interesting to see as a filler piece. The only other, well, what I just want to talk about, I want to talk about the 3-point ships. So I guess that'll be mine. There is new 3-point A-wings. Who actually ended up at 3 points. We have Sabine Wren now and Wedge Antilles. They're named characters. They should have gotten that named character discount. Or like well-known character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then the other one is the Y-Wings. Finally, Y-Wings are freed to be 3 points. We have Evan, which is the give somebody extra agility for a focus token. We got Hull Oakland, which I believe he's the focus and lock.
Yeah, the one that gets precise astromech.
What's his actual ability, though?
Let me look, actually.
On the Battle of Yavin. Them also, we have, well...
That's the, if there are no enemy ships in your... At range 1 to 2, you may recover a charge during the system phase on any of your upgrades, which is going to be advanced proton torpedoes.
Okay, and precise astromech. Okay.
I didn't even read that ability, and I was already considering him in a list with just the fact that he has hope, precise astromech, and advanced proton torpedoes.
So I was not wrong that his ability is getting free focus and lock every turn.
No. That's a different one.
Yeah, his upgrade is doing that.
Yeah,
his upgrade I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. We're saying the same thing. Remove it.
Okay.
He uses precise astromech.
Yes.
It has an advanced and a dorsal.
And a dorsal,
Yes.
and then free weapons disabled free reloads.
Free reloads.
Real quick, can you guys send me the link to this so I'm not just
It's in our
relying on
notes.
notes?
It's right under points. All right, then one last one, and I'll let you guys jump in. The Horton Slum, that's I4 rerolls for friendlies at range 1. Just 7 loadout for him, 8 for Evan. So you're not getting much on that. Maybe a plasma and a dorsal if you want. He does have missile, so maybe you're thinking tracers or something. Who knows? But you're only going to get like 1 or 2 things on these Y-Wings at 3 points. Keep them nice and simple. What about you guys? What have you seen in Rebels that's calling your attention?
So I've X-Wings mostly. Luke down to 5 points. I don't know if it's down. Is it down? or
The
it's
standard
5 points now.
loadout is
Standard loadout Yavin Luke is 5. Yes.
Yeah, so down to 5. Cornhorn 4. I think that's a big one. So the list that I've been testing, and again, I haven't had a lot of time to play or even build. So Cornhorn, Luke, Wedge went down to 3 points. The Wedge on the A-Wing. So the Wedge in A-Wing went down to 3 points. Keo, Arvel, and Sabine. Well, I think Sabine will for me, let's talk Sabine. Sabine, to me, is
right,
the biggest. It's the biggest change. It opens the most doors in Rebels to me.
Let's clarify because there's multiple Sabines.
Okay, Sabine, TIE Fighter, and this cat just tried to jump, missed, and landed on his head. He's not very bright. Yeah, Sabine in the TIE Fighter. It went from 3 points to 2 points, and it is, am I mistaken, the only 2-point ship
In
only
Rebels,
2
yes.
point ship for
in Rebel,
Rebels.
but giving it a 2-point ship now opens it up for potential, not very good in this faction, 7 ship list, but definitely 6 ship lists, because now, in my opinion, it's the best 2-point ship in the game, from what I've seen.
Let's clarify.
because-
2-point ships are not good, but they're 2-point fillers. They're good objective ships.
This ship is good. Filler. Yes,
let's-
it's an
let's talk
objective
about
point,
that
but
loadout though, Marcel.
so it
You
is
were-
3 loadout. So Sabine, and just to give the people that are not as familiar with Sabine because she hasn't been played very often, Sabine's ability is during activation, you may perform a barrel roll or a boost action. A white barrel roll or a white boost action. She gets 3 loadout and is a TIE Fighter, so 3 agility, 2 attack, 3 agility, no shields, 3 hull. And she gets Beskar armor, which is now 3 points. So it's a
Or Lone Wolf.
Lone Wolf, yeah.
Mandalorian Optics.
I don't know
was
if I'm
free
wasting Lone
blocks.
Wolf on a single TIE fighter, to be
Yeah.
honest.
It's
But I mean, if you're not
Beskar.
going to use
Hey.
it,
The whole point is
Hey,
keep
she's
her
boosting.
alive.
She's pretty
So
good.
she's getting up there. Let her grab an objective. Let her pick it up or hang around. With her ability in the area control one, perfect, because she can just activate, move, and basically control an objective almost as well as somebody that just parks like the droids. She can go reach objectives in the area control. If she doesn't want to stay there, she can shoot. And then if she is picking up the one that is cargo, she can use Beskar armor to basically get rid of crits.
No.
No, she still
you
drops
still
them?
take the crit damage.
Yeah.
Yes, you would
Okay,
still
so
drop.
you-
That's why we need to clarify the Beskar
God.
reinforced the way you said it. It doesn't work to stop you from dropping crates. It just lets you take the card that you're dealt
Well,
face
it keeps
up
her
and flip
alive,
it
so
face
I'm
down.
still happy
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that,
yeah.
the
No,
shield
still
upgrade.
good. Still good.
Oh, this is so cute.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Sorry.
There's actually
Look at it, look at it.
so many options with that 3-point loadout. You could do precision ion engines, Beskar. You could go targeting computer and ion limiter override if you wanted to. She really
Optics.
has, a lot of options there. I actually like clan training and precision on her too, because she can take evades. She can save her focus to when she engages instead. So a lot of different options there, which I
Yeah.
think is honestly an overall success. A ship
But I
that's fun
think
to
the
fly,
biggest option
it's iconic.
is not the option you take on her, but the option that she enables the faction with a
yeah.
2-point
Yeah.
option.
And
So that's
Five
the most
ship
important
lists
thing.
are so easy to build now.
You don't start lists by saying I'm going to take Sabine. You're going to build your list out and come to either 3 points or 2 points, and you're going to have the option at 2 points to put Sabine in there. And I actually think, as much as we're highlighting Sabine TIE Fighter, Sabine A-Wing is still actually a really good 3-point A-Wing. There's a real discussion of which one you should be taking, and it really depends on what's left in your list.
If you got 2 or
yeah,
3
you're,
left.
you're taking Sabine every time at the end of your list. Is it going to be TIE Fighter or is it going to be A-Wing, right?
Probably very common, yeah.
Well, I mean, there's other
Yeah, so
3
note
point
that
ships that are very
the,
good too.
that
I guess
A-Wing
to-
has talent modification, and 7 points. So you can still get Mandalorian Beskar and clan training on that.
I think with her ability, if you play her right, you don't even need the target lock because you basically have Fearless. So just go for the Beskar, and I like Crack Shot.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, options there, which is what
Yeah.
I want to see.
Kind of to round back to the X-Wings, Marcel brought up Cornhorn. There's 2 X-Wings that replace their Torp slots with missile slots, and they're both I-5, your Thane and your Horn. Now, they have enough
Wes
room.
Jensen as well.
Did Wes Jansen get that same treatment? But Wes Jansen stayed at 5 points. He didn't go down to 4.
No, he
Correct.
didn't go down to 4, but he's no more torpedo. He's just missile.
Sure. But I think this is actually pretty key because they have enough to take Prockets. You're like, well, Procket X-Wing, whatever. They can close their foils, focus, and boost at I-5. I think that's very real to consider now. Is like you now actually have a ship that, when they boost in an X-Wing, can have a real threat shot afterwards.
I have a different loadout for Cornhorn. I realized that with the missile slot, his ability, after you declare the defender of an attack, if you have a lock on the defender, a friendly ship may transfer their lock token from you to the defender. That is not charge-based, and it does not ask for primary, which opens up cluster missiles and R3 astromech. You can go up, target lock 2 people, and pass out 2 different locks for them as well.
You could also try homing missiles.
Yeah.
Homing missiles.
Yeah, I like Mag Pulse. I mean, I'm
Wait,
just
don't
in
you
love
have to
with
spend
Mag
the lock?
Pulse.
Oh, because it's when you declare the defender. That's
Yep.
right.
Yeah, because that I-5 throwing the Mag Pulse and then passing off target
true.
locks to friendlies after you Mag Pulse is just really good.
Debuffs and buffs. What's not to like?
Yeah. I think my last thing I want to highlight is the big base ships. All Rebel Falcons are now 7, and we have Kanan VCX down to 7, and Chopper is the first 6-point VCX.
You can fly 3
Huge.
VCX if you want. Not that you should, but you can.
But you can.
can.
If you got,
You definitely should
listen,
be.
I own them. I own enough. I could do it.
Me and James were theory crafting
Yeah.
that Chopper with double shot, Kanan with double shot, and then a 7-point Lando Falcon
Yeah.
with Bistan double shot as well.
Yeah, you can Bistan trick shot perceptive with Lando now
Yeah,
and title.
you do.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. I mean, I
Now-
don't like that Chopper I've been putting in my list, and he's just there to burn it all down. Just saw through veteran turret gunner and dorsal turret. 2 shots, burn it all down, all the crits.
So, serious question here. Han Solo, now that they're both 7 points, do you go back to old Han or do you?
Custom one, 100%.
Bistan's double shooting is.
I mean, because you got
so
Bistan
good.
Bistan trick shot perceptive, or the other Han that does like the coordination and the
Coordinate's
reroll.
powerful.
You could still do base Malbus too. It's like a cheaper
Yeah.
version.
And you still get all the rerolls by rocks. I mean, are you dropping the standard to go old Han?
Yeah. Pretty easy for me.
I would really have to really like that coordinate. I would really need, like we saw Bartosz coordinating a lot of locks in combat too as A-wings so they could fire missiles. It would have to be a list like that to where I need that flexibility. But
Well,
at that same
if
point,
you want
though,
that, you just take Corrin. If you want to pass lots.
I mean, you don't want to fly a Falcon though. And I don't want to fly Lando because I want to take my actions in combat.
Surprised that no one. I guess James, is there anything you wanted to hit in Rebels before we move on to the next faction?
I wanted to hit some of the beefy boys, these B-Wings and Arcs. Almost all of them going down a point. Braylon and 10 still at 5. They're the only B-Wings that didn't go down. But Hera down to 5 from 6. Gina down to 4. And Netrum down to 4. Man, Netrum at 4 points. That's still a spicy pick. And Gina, I-5 B-Wing at 4 points.
I do like the combination of Gina, Corrin, and Thane. for 12 points. You get 3 heavy hitting I5s.
Yeah, and then
Corin gives them all
And Corin's
the
setting them up.
So she's getting her double, sync laser and regular shot.
Oh yeah.
fire
Gina's
control,
always double shotting with Corin around. Yeah.
Also, Garvin in the arc going down to 4 points. Man, that's pretty spicy as well. Ibtisam, man, you don't see Ibtisam a lot, but like that ability to just like shed stress similar to Jack is very helpful. Nora from 6 to 5 also very nice, having that better than reinforceability, almost always online with so many ships around in this upcoming meta could be very good. And of course, Shara Bay went down a point as well. Also lost some loadout. All those ships did, but if you can still manage to get a way to get a lock and a focus, can still push out a lot of damage.
Yeah, a main one here, you see that their upgrade bar changed. They all lost their crew slot, so no more Child, no more Commandos, nothing like that. You
Get
only
him
get
outta
access
here.
to gunners. I don't even know what regular gunners they have anymore, but
Ezra
probably
for
nothing.
9.
He is as a
Got
force point.
cheaper. It's a force point.
Who can take it?
Ibtisam could take him.
Ibtisam, that's
take
it.
it. Look at that. Get a force point.
I'm really surprised no one wanted to highlight the Rebel Fangs, because I think
Well, I think
they are the standout.
Yeah.
It's true.
I think Boudica might be the best 4 points in Rebels.
Ooh, hot take.
Whoa, that
He went down a point and gained loadout. Wow.
No.
And game loadout.
No.
Yeah, okay,
You
tell
talking about
me,
a
tell me,
bonus
tell me.
attack ship? It's really easy to trigger. Got 9 loadouts. You can do optics, Beskar reinforced, and Predator.
I don't know. I'll take Corn Horn I5 with passing out locks over this anytime.
Dose,
You can have both, actually.
No,
You could have
5
both,
ships, it
but
turns
he
out.
did
You
say
could-
the best 4. So if I have
the best 4.
I would go Corrin over that.
I like Boudica for what it does. It forces bad decisions on your opponent, because when you don't shoot Boudica and Boudica can shoot you, Boudica can get an attack after that ship attacks. That's all it is. There's no range restriction. Did you shoot Boudica's friend? Can Boudica look at you? Or Boudica's going to shoot you?
Oh, you know what? I do want to talk more about Fangs. That might actually be a great transition into Scum as well.
Yeah,
But I want to touch on just one thing, Jace. The A-Wings that went down in price. Hera Syndulla going down to just 4 points. I6, 4 points. Only has 5 loadout, but that's
Massively
enough to get
decrease
you tracer rounds or whatever you might want on that ship. That's very powerful.
Yeah.
You still
I
got
think
Boy
the
Garvin.
loadout drop is a big deal, though. She's really focused on just being, I'm going to float around here as I6. Maybe take crack shot and starboard slash. The one time you get in there, you at least crack shot something. But she's mainly floating out around there, just providing tokens for people.
Are any of you taking Kyle Katarn?
I was about to
Katarn,
say
yeah.
I mean, it's 5 points now and title. So title and
title's free. Yeah.
Well, if you're running Hera, it looks pretty good. You almost have to run Garvin though. So I think that's interesting. Is that Hera and Garvin and Kyle or Benthic, right?
Yeah.
If you all the things that feed Hera, you had to build that piece by piece. But Hera at 4 points is cheap enough just to be thrown into any list, in my opinion. Now, without the Jin token stacking Heratani combinations.
Yeah, because that title is just so good. I mean, that title turns them into
A dangerous ship.
X-Wings of sorts. With multiple focuses and multiple arcs.
Is Rourke at 5 something you would look at?
No.
Whoa. Let's
Don't care.
Isn't there a lot of I5 and I6 flying around right now? Because
We
they
have
are
no
that
idea what's
cheaper?
flying around right now. It just begun.
No, but it's gonna be
Maybe-
you're gonna have Vader. If you have a Vader Rourke is the one that you turn him
that,
to 0, right? Is that him?
No, that's Torkel.
No,
Oh,
that's
okay,
Rourke
never
is
mind.
going
up.
up.
What
to
is Rourke
7.
doing then?
He's
He-
going
he-
up to
He's
7.
the opposite.
Oh, okay. So it's the
So if
Scum
you
one
have
that
your
brings him down.
chopper ghost who's out there just trying to destroy himself,
No,
you shoot at I7.
I7 chopper.
I guess there's so
It
many.
could
You could also
also-
swarm tactics. But you know what also fits on Hera? Swarm tactics to just follow that ghost around to make it I6.
I actually like that ghost shooting later because it's going to shoot a lot of crits, and I want it to shoot after a bunch of shields are gone, or after they've spent all their mods defending against the other stuff. It does suck to be initiative kill, but that's why I have 12, 14 health or whatever, so it'll take a bit.
Yeah, guys, I would say looking at this is a lot more changes than I was expecting. Like, this is...
There's
It's a lot more than anybody was
Yeah,
expecting.
yeah.
I think we'll see overall, and honestly, I think Rebels are a great example of it. Large bases are getting down to 6 or 7 points, more 3-point options, and a lot more 4-point jousters.
Tons of fours.
Yes, 4 points. The 5 ship all at 4 points or so list is easy to build now. We'll say that. It does not take much. Grab a 3-point, 3 4-pointers, and a 5-point ship, and you can pretty much do that in any faction now. Pretty impressive.
With loadouts going down and some of the other upgrades going up in price, I mean, Rebels are probably no longer going to be I'm going to just chuck a bunch of proton torpedoes to you. There's a wide variety of things you can do with everything here.
Oh,
And I think this vastly changes what most Rebel players are used to doing.
I'm still gonna check
What
a
they
bunch of
can now
torpedoes at
do.
you.
I do actually want to.
I still have a list that is every ship can chuck 5 dice at you, and I'm super excited
Yikes.
to try it out.
I do want to. Someone in our chat mentioned. I do want to hit one last thing, I guess, before we move on to Scumfangs. The Luke, boy Luke versus customizable Luke. We haven't seen the Luke in the starter pack yet, but
No Luke in the starter pack is 6.
well, yes, but I don't know his cards up or his upgrades off the top of my head.
His upgrade is the quick build.
Okay.
His upgrade is he's got R2D2 with
yeah.
3 charges, not 2. He's got instinctive aim, proton torpedoes. That's it. No boosting, no nothing. It's a downgrade straight off of boy.
Interesting.
I think he should have been the 5-pointer, not the
Probably.
Flipping
Yeah.
that around.
because this one
Yeah,
still
but-
has like attack speed.
Yep.
I was going to say that, but 5-point Luke, even if he can't boost as often, I still think that might be the new the new standard.
Wait,
For-
the old Luke or the new Luke? I mean, the boy
No,
Luke.
Yavin
or the-
Luke.
Battle of Yavin Luke.
Yeah,
still has
yeah.
got
5
4,
points.
still has torpedoes, still has a heal bomb for 5 points. That's
Just find a straight lane and shoot a torpedo down it. Basically,
yeah,
you basically get a 6 straight with a 4 straight plus attack speed because you have to also account in your own base length.
Yeah.
still 6 straight into lock into torp.
Yep. Not a lot of
sounds-
people want that.
It sounds just like an easy quality ship to fly.
All right. Well, which faction you guys want to go through next?
Let's
my
go Scum.
my
let's talk
brain is
more about
exploding
Fangs.
here.
Yeah.
I know, there's a
transition to
lot.
the fangs.
Yeah, well, we got time for probably another faction tonight. But they also have, they're actually very similar to Rebels in a lot of ways. As far as point changes. Marcel, what's the changes here for Scum Fangs?
Ow, stupid cat. Scumfangs. Let's go to Scumfangs. Well, they all went down. I mean, that's the crux of it. But let's go see Scumfangs. Let's just look for all the blue. No, that's Starfighters. Where are they? I'm in Scum.
Near the top.
Here we
line-
go. I see
Line
them. I see
28
them.
or line 36.
Yeah. So they all went down except Tor Finir. Everybody else went down, and Thorfinner's loadout value went up, so they all got.
Where are you getting the
A
R in
buff.
there?
I don't know. It's just like listen.
It's just classic Marcel.
Will,
For fun, whatever.
between Will
Finnair.
and Marcel.
Hey, no bullying.
No, we just like when you add more to the name than it's actually there.
Ellenberger.
Who's Finnair? There's a Finnair somewhere.
There's a
Turfiner.
Turfiner.
Who's that?
That's an
That's an
Imperial.
Interceptor that gets to do a
Empire.
boost after attack.
Oh, that's a Lucy one. I put him in my list. Yeah. He went down 3 points. It's a 3-point interceptor. He's
No,
great.
that's not the one that went to 3 points. Lieutenant Lareer went to 3
Lareer.
points.
Oh, God. Is that the weird Lucy Star Viper one?
That's
the
the
one I
Star
put in my list.
Viper one.
Wow.
Yeah, the Star
Viper,
Viper
yes.
one is the one I put in my
Spoiler
list.
It's
alert
only
for
getting better.
Empire. Fly
Yeah,
the
3
rear.
points.
It's very fun.
Anyway, Biggie is Fen Rao went down from 7 to 6 points. Still think that's kind of expensive compared when you see some of the other I-6 ships that are heavy hitters. The Ultrarock 6 to 5. That's a good and 10 loadout value. Now the loadout value, I think, in these don't impact them as much when you consider that the upgrades that they want to take, which is the Beskar armor, the Mandalorian optics, and the clan training, all went down significantly. So, for example, Fen Rao went down from 7 to 6 and has 12 loadout value. You can put Beskar, Mandalorian optics, and
6, which is half of it so
yeah,
far.
and then put clan if you want.
I don't think Clan's as stapled as you think. I think
No,
reached
you
for
could put-
Crackshot
Yeah,
first.
You can do crack shot. You can do fearless. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do with it now.
Yes.
It opens up, but well, you're on Ultra Rock, but yeah, in most of these you can just go with they have double mod slots, so you can just start with Beskar and Beskar and Mandalorian optics, and with 6 points, I mean, you can go crack shot and cutthroat, for example, if you want to get that crack shot back later. You can
Or
go
optics back, you can get all that back. They all
Or
have charges.
removing tokens. Was it orange and red tokens you can remove
Orange
off
and
yourself?
red, and clear your
Which one?
stress. Cutthroat.
Yeah, because you get a charge back with that one, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You
So
know,
when somebody
that's not the only part of it. You can get a charge
Oh.
back or remove a red or orange token.
okay, I never even knew that. I was
It does have a second paragraph that many people just do not read.
okay. It says you may remove one of your orange or red tokens or recover a non-recurring charge on your ship. I was thinking just crack shot, Beskar, and Mandalorian optics are all charges, so you'll get something back.
They sure are.
No, there's always
so-
something you could do. Unstress
Yeah.
yourself in Fen Rao is still good too.
Yeah, but that's a really good ship. But again, there's other 6-point ships that are 5. I mean, there's other 6 initiative heavy hitting ships that are now 5 points, which makes me a little bit sad about Fen Rao, but Fen Rao is very good. But you can do the same thing with Ultra Rock, 16 points. You're basically just missing out on the cutthroat, or you're doing something different than crack shot. He's down to 5 points. I think for the most part, I mean, you got a couple 4-point fangs now. The Mandalorian Royal Guards, you can fly 2 of them. You also got Joy Rakoff. Which one is the one that gives you the focus, the double focus?
That's CAD.
That's
Joy
all.
is the spins your torp to remove a die, which
So
One
become
of the green
wedge.
die.
Yeah.
Which
remove
plasma
their
torpedo.
green
Yeah.
die.
So basically,
Plasma
like
just
ion
went down.
or ion.
Or
you
just
throw
take Ion in 4, which is still cheap.
Yeah, it
Oh,
still
so-
leaves you
yeah,
7,
okay.
so you can do Beskar, Mandalorian optics.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah, there's choices. I mean, these are good. I don't know about you guys, just myself looking at all the stuff that came up, you know, all the changes that happened. For me, Scum was the biggest loser, in my opinion. But maybe I'm missing something because I saw.
Those fangs still look so spicy.
Maybe, but when I'm looking at like what I can build with the Resistance, with the Y-wings, with the T-70s, and what I can build with everything else, to me, Scum seems to have taken the biggest hit. But again, I've only spent so much time building.
Well,
so.
I mean,
Fangs go nom nom on those Y-wings pretty hard.
True.
They could, but
I mean,
just
let's
saying.
take a look at the other things that they had changed. Similar to Rebels, their Falcons went down. Now Han Solo costing a point more, stayed at 6. L3 Lando go down to 5. I'm not sure I can recommend Lando or L3 still, but they're cheaper now. But as well, just like Rebels, the Y-wings went down. Alazrian, that's the if you're hurt, you can convert a focus result in your front arc, something like that. Drea, RIP, go not cheap enough. Cavill goes down to 4, has only 7 loadout, but he only needs a dorsal to be effective. So
The Procket though.
can't take the 6 dice Procket. Well,
Oh,
RIP that. But
Because the loadout makes it so it doesn't fit. Yeah.
yeah, but
Dengar is 6
points.
points. I mean, I saw that.
We're getting
we're
there.
getting
We're getting
there.
there. Lima Kai, known for being the cheapest Y-wing at I5, now at 3 points, has 8 loadout. You can still take a dorsal and a plasma torpedo. That's good value at initiative 5.
It's interesting how they're working these Y-wings because, they dropped the cheapest one down to 4 before, and they're like, hey, look at all these 4 points. Nobody touched it, right? And now they're kind of like saying, you want to try it at 3? Question mark?
And even the 3s don't have all the loadout available for you to take, like a turret, a bomb, and a thing, right? You're picking one or the other and not getting all your stuff. So you're still making choices in these, which makes them not auto includes, but because a lot of these are not that maneuverable either.
No, yeah, I think that the original design of the Y-wing, that the imagine that you'd have a turret, a missile, and bombs, and an astromech, not as viable of just being cheap. Though their loadout's so small, you might not even bring a turret though. That's
That's a spicy take, Will.
I mean, if you
Y-wing
really want
without a turret.
those torpedoes or missiles that are valuable, that Lima Kai can take a Procket. So can I can never say it. Lurs Hadrianson has the loadout for a Procket and a dorsal turret, so maybe. But yes, let's go to so the large base ships. See decreases. Oh, I guess there's Hawk 2. I guess we could talk about Hawks, but they're not very exciting. Torque Mux can't get muxed anymore. 5 points, no title.
Correct.
It upsets me because I love Torque Mux.
It's just too good. He gets let out. He gets let out to play for once in a while.
Too good. Maybe
Forgot
another
to highlight
season.
the change for Dace.
Yeah, Days. Let me talk about Days, but sorry, I had to jump real quick. You see that picture right there? I had to go avert an
potential
emergency.
disaster.
Yeah, he was gonna try to jump on that painting, so I had to go clear that when I saw him. Yeah,
time to take a
But
photo
it was
of
such an emergency. You took time to take a picture. Great.
well, no, I took a picture and then
Right. Exactly. Okay,
really good
prove my
point.
point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyways, Hawks.
I gotta talk about Dace because Ace is my man. And then you guys can jump on all else. But I did see Dace Bone Arm went down from 5 to 4, but he's got title. So he is a titled Hawk. That means 3 die out of the front, 2 die any direction, plus being able to maintain 2 focus tokens and hold on to them for the next turn, and a loadout value of Was he now 12? Is that the new one?
12.
12 points,
20
which
for a recon specialist.
that is a lot.
Or perceptive co-pilot, whatever it's called.
Wow, that's an old one, Will.
Well, you can do perceptive
Whatever. On
co-pilot, but
Hawks,
even
it's always,
yeah,
it's
but I was
always
thinking
recon
more
stuff.
like he, he can still with gamut key going up. I mean, he still doesn't care. I mean, he can still take gamut
Wait,
key,
he's
and we
got-
can have a gamut key
He's
up
got
there.
double illicit now? Is that new?
I
I don't
don't know
feel
if
like
it's
that's
new or
new.
not.
I haven't played Dace in a while.
Yeah, but he can throw in also 7 points. You can throw Notorious on him again with 12. If you want to use him, if you want to use him not as a support ship, and you just want to use him as like a little X-wing flying around with multiple focus, Notorious and whatever you want, Dead Man Switch or
You do get false transponder codes with 12.
false transponder codes. I mean,
Good
you
point.
can do a whole lot of stuff with him, and that becomes a really valuable 4 points, in my opinion. And you can also throw bombs on there if you want. You can go somewhere with, again, you can make him a support ship, take a couple turns to just load up the focus, and then use him as gamma key to keep stuff around, especially if you're flying something with overtune modulators and you want to hold on to those tokens so they don't get strained. Or if you want to do Protector Gleb, is it? So you can use him as a coordinator. Yeah. So, in my opinion, that is one of the bigger winners, other than the Fangs. And the Scum faction is just.
Well, it's only Dace who's the winner, because just about every other Hawk that got touched actually got hurt.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Dace
yeah.
is good. The other ones don't matter. I don't care about the other guys.
Yeah, Gamma
They
Key
mattered a lot
goes up.
before.
Not to me.
Gamma Key goes up from 3 to 4. Very powerful ability. And there's, we'll see. There's, we got to touch on there are filler options now. That's not Gamma Key. And then the big one here, though, we talked about a little bit before. Kanan Jarrus, loadout goes to 6. Keeps his crew slot though, so I don't.
Who's hopping on board for Kanan?
Gleb?
Not a single.
No
not a
force
single
users.
Force can hop on there.
Does Gleb is still 6?
I think so.
Yeah, coordinate.
still-
You can coordinate with that Kanan now.
I mean,
guess.
it's still a decent support ship. I mean, you reduce attack once a turn at least, and
But we did just talk about how many more ships we're expected to see.
true.
Which then lowers the value of this ability, right?
Yes.
Right, because it's only once per round.
He
now.
has no offensive ability. Let's be real.
Dace is good.
Well, I mean, he's got a bomb slot now. It turns out. Turns out he's got other slots.
All right. So now, Marcel, earlier you were saying Dengar went down in points too.
Yeah, so he went down.
Oh,
from
that
7 to
loadout
6.
though. What happened?
11.
What?
Oh yeah.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
They
look
saw
at it,
Dengar, they're
you
like,
can-
hey,
It's free.
You can get like what? You can get the punishing title R5P8. That's 4 points, I believe.
R5P8 is
4.
4, I think it's 4. So that
You
leaves you
go
with
R5P8 or
7.
you go illicit and notorious?
I would
would
probably
say-
go R5P8 myself, but
You can also
go.
get Gar Saxon.
Yeah, you can go Guard
uh,
Saxon, throw in the illicit on there. Contraband is always good on him. You can do Greedo. I think Greedo on any Initiative 6 ship is always good. So, which is the one that allows you to take a strain to convert a blank to a hit?
That's Rook, but he's a crew. No
Oh,
crew under
so no
Dengar.
crew. Okay.
Yeah, you have, and you don't have enough loadout. Well, I guess you can take Han Solo Gunner and just start locking as your action. Then take a red focus when you engage. I think there's still plenty of options for Dengar at 11 loadout. He's just not double shooting torps anymore. But he doesn't have to be. He's only 6 points now.
Well, he could double shoot plasma,
He could.
but
Yeah, I think the few ones I like is either it's always contraband and punishing one for me. It's whether is it notorious and Greedo, or is it expert handling R5P8 BT1? That's the ones that stand out to me.
So Notorious Punishing One would only give you a. That means no wait. So that's 7
Agile.
points, right? Notorious. That gives you 5 points left. You could do just like something like Deadman Switch or something that's 2 pointers, or you can do Babu Freak. I mean, there's things you can do, right? There's choices.
Oh,
surprisingly,
Yeah, just throw all your
off.
stress at Babu because you're gonna die before then.
Potentially.
Eventually.
What's the? There's got to be other ones. I saw Maul went down from 9, the same as Boba, to just a regular 8. Did lose some
8.
loadout, and I think he gained a modification, if I'm not mistaken.
Seavor down to 3. I hate to see it.
Seavor's coming back.
He's coming.
Yes.
Seavor with a Talon, a missile, a mod, and only 7 loadout.
Get your Space Jam cards ready. Here we go.
Hey,
So,
that loadout does not allow him to take snapshot.
Yeah, no snapshot. Back
All
down.
the rogue class are good.
Yeah.
All rogues went down to 4, but lost some loadout.
Yes.
Cad Bane went to 13 loadout only. Victor Howell 11, Namlam 11.
Bosk is 6.
2-point Bosk.
Well, YV Bosk is.
Yeah, the large bases, Mandalorian and Bosk went from 7 to 6. A lot of ships went from 7 to 6, those big ones. Let's. So actually, Scum, funny enough, Scum actually always had a 2-point ship. It was just the autopilot drone that would only.
Oh, there was
last
2 of them.
3 rounds.
Also, Nash Pub was
Nash
also
was 1 point before.
1 point. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Nash Pup not allowed. What is allowed though is Bosk. I want to talk to you guys about Bosk's loadout. Bosk is 2 points now. What a filler!
That seems like a great value.
Marksmanship, expert handling.
Yeah, he does have 2 talent slots. They gave him a missile, I think, as a joke. They purposely did it as a funny. But he does have an illicit and talent as well. I don't know what you're doing with your mod. I guess if you wanted electronic baffle for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But what'd you say, Ryan? You said marksmanship. I think marksmanship. You try to fit marksmanship on your boss.
Marksmanship's 1 point. You have 2 points left. Expert handling kind of is nice. So you're a Z95 who can repo and not be stressed.
Sure.
I'll counter with Deadman.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
2-point
don't
bomb.
mind that either.
Yeah, 2-point bomb.
Yeah. Now your auto pilot drone lasts 3 rounds, maybe.
yeah, 3 rounds.
I'll say.
Yeah, but the expert handling is nice to be able to like line up that bullseye and guarantee the crit, whether or not you hit. It's gonna be another thing.
Yeah. Back to the YV boss. He did lose a ton of loadout. Went from 22 to 16. Both of the other YV66s, Dr. Afra and Lats, get 22 loadout. Afra had 22. Lats gaining 16 up to 22.
We got lots of Razzies. This is something you haven't even seen.
Because he's got a better ability.
Morello still at 7 points. Just makes me
Probably
happy
stay
inside.
there. Yeah.
She is the only one without the title. So now if you are bringing Dr. Afra or Lats Razzi, instead of putting the pup inside, you can put Bosk inside for the same price.
Yeah.
That's value. That is value.
Yeah, but deploying your Bosk right where you want it.
Yeah. That sounds great.
It's like, turns out now he can't get torqued before he gets into the fight.
All right,
Sure, you could save him
I'm
for a
doing-
late game objective, or just launch him round 2 to pick up an objective.
This is my tinfoil hat theory right now. The Mandalorian in the Razor Crest went down from 7 to 6, but halved the loadout from 20 to 10. Can barely carry anything with that.
Yeah, same thing happened to Dengar, though.
My tinfoil hat is they're putting this Mando cheap and low loadout, so that when they come out with the N1 Mando, it's going to be the Mando to take.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I mean-
I will jump out of the tinfoil hat every day of the week.
Mando still gets points for the child, and you get a free illicit. You
Get a free illicit. I mean,
Yeah, you get free contraband. So, sure. Or no, you get free false now.
Free false transponder. Yeah.
So you put so the child and contraband,
still pretty
and then
good.
a hidden false. Doesn't seem like a bad build for 6
Yeah.
points.
Seek's got their loadout upped, but I have only one question because because there's one Seek that actually gained an illicit slot. Some judge out there help me discern what happens when Genesis Red has false transponder codes.
Yeah, is that endless looping? Is that the problem?
No, it's not. It's remember Genesis Red when
Oh,
Genesis
yeah.
Red takes a lock, it's to copy the green tokens.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
Does the
but you
copying
jam
happen first, or does the jam happen
Oh.
first?
Oh, jeez.
That is interesting.
Does it matter on initiative?
I don't know. I'm actually gonna read it now. Someone just
I
told
would
me that
assume
was a
player-
possibility, and then I just didn't want to deal with it.
Both are after you acquire a lock, so I think it would be your choice.
Because they're both your triggers, right?
they're both your
both your
triggers.
triggers. Yeah.
So you Genesis Red and then false.
I'm gonna
transponder.
copy and then I'm gonna jam you.
That's pretty impressive.
That's funny.
Yeah. It
I'm
still
gonna
has
take
room
that,
for.
and you don't get any more.
It still has room for plasma torpedoes, false transponder codes, and elusive. Man, but you're gonna take that over a Fang?
No.
Not for 4
I'm-
points, but I think it is pretty hilarious that there is now an illicit Seek, and it's of course the one that wants to lock often, and gets the cop and has things like copying green tokens and false transponder codes. So.
I didn't know illicits were not a thing on Seeks.
No, they haven't been
no.
a thing till literally now.
They're
It's the
legal.
first time.
Yeah, the only other notable ones that the two people who normally want to bring a cannon, Quingest and Sarasu, they actually have a cannon slot in addition to the hard point now. So you can do things like ion cannon and tracer missiles on your Sarasu. You can do stuff like mag pulse and heavy laser now.
Or
but
ion
you can-
cannon and heavy laser cannon.
You could
Why
not do
not?
proton still or synced.
Yes, you can't do
can't
the dual
double.
slots.
Yeah, because it doesn't work.
Because
Well,
some
I thought you
rules
could.
that-
I thought on Venza you could though. Were people not?
No, because Vanessa Doza actually has 2 missile slots.
Yeah,
Oh,
actually
okay.
it does. Yeah,
Fair enough.
and a hard point.
Yeah. So Seek's getting some love. Honestly, they needed some help to compete with other 3-point ships. So they're not just ion cannon carriers now.
I like how Anuldra has 11 loadout, but just a single mod slot. I don't know if that's a typo, but that'd be
But
funny.
they all have hard point.
Oh, true.
So just like your T-70, so you can take any cannon, missile, or torpedo. Plasma's cheaper than ion cannons. If you have a hard point in this and 2 attack dice like
Yeah,
the
you better be locking.
No, nope, I'll take the ion cannon.
Ion cannon still. I mean,
I-
again, Therasu and Quingest can take both. Pretty interesting.
I mean,
Actually, I guess Quingest can take proton torpedoes. Really?
That checks
Oh,
out. He's
really?
like the one ship that actually gets to reload too.
Can reload your proton torpedoes.
yeah.
Now
and
that's a
something-
3-point ship.
Yeah, something to think about though is like, does the change from like the 6-point ion cannon to the 5-point plasma, does that give you a loadout somewhere that you need? And that would be my decision. Like generally, that ion cannon is going to be better for you in the long run.
Probably. Most of the time, you're not doing. I've done the math, and it turns out you almost always do 1 damage or no damage.
All right, guys. Well, we just went through the Rebels and the Scum. You asked for an initial reaction here. I want to start looking at Fang Fighters. I've always been a fan of them. I just haven't felt comfortable with them on a table when it
You've
comes
always
to.
been a fan of them.
Hey! I see what he did there. All right. But friends,
yeah,
I
they
think
look pretty good.
I think we call it there for tonight because there's so much more. There's so much more to go
Unfortunately,
through.
the original trilogy factions have a lot.
Yeah.
And we get 2 of them.
All right, everybody. So we did Rebels and Scum today. We'll hit Empire and whatever we can get to more next week. I want to say thank you to everybody for listening, for watching, and just being awesome. Be smart and be safe. See you next week. Gold Squadron out.